Hi, my name is Luca. I'm a software engineer based in the UK and I'm building Magda, a new open source DAW with AI integrated from the ground up. Magda stands for Multi-Agent Digital Audio. It has all the features you would expect from a DAW: audio and MIDI recording, sequencing, mixing, plugin hosting. But it also lets you use natural language to interact with the software and automate your workflow, similar to modern AI-powered IDEs. So let me walk you through the interface. At the top, you have the transport bar. On the left, your main transport controls: home, previews, next, play, stop, record, loop, and back to arrangement. Right next to those, you have punching out toggles with editable punch start and end positions. Moving along, there are display panels for time selection, loop region. Then you have tempo, time signature, metronome, snap, auto, manual, grid quantize with a division control, and a CPU usage meter on the far right. At the very bottom, the footer bar. Magda has three main views: session, arrangement, mix. This is where you switch between them. The transport bar and footer are always visible regardless of which view you're in. Let me quickly show you all three. Arrangement is your linear timeline. Session is a clip launcher for live performance. Mix is your mixer. We'll come back to session and mix in a moment. Let's start with arrangement. On the left side, you have the inspector, which gives you details about whatever is currently selected, and the AI chat panel, which is the agent interface. On the right, the plugin browser for loading VST and AU plugins, and the sample browser for previewing audio files. All three panels, left, right, and bottom, are resizable and collapsible, so you can open up as much screen space as you need for the arrangement. The main area is your timeline. On the left, you have track headers with name, volume, pan, and mute solo controls. Tracks in Magda are hybrid, so every track can host both audio and MIDI clips, so there's no need to choose between track types. The central area is where your clips live. You can move them, resize them, cut, copy, paste. Above the tracks, the timeline ruler with your playhead, loop regions, and time markers. There are a few ways to create new tracks. You can use the menu, you can use Command or Ctrl-T, but you can also drag a plugin from the plugin browser into the arrangement, and it will create a new track with that synth loaded. Same with samples. Drag an audio file in it, and it creates a track with sample ready to go. The bottom panel is context sensitive. It changes based on what you have selected. Select a track and it shows the track effects chain. You can load plugins, reorder them, and see the full signal path. You can also group devices into racks. A rack contains parallel chains, and each chain is its own signal path with its own volume, pan, mute, and solo. Racks can be nested too. A chain inside a rack can contain another rack, and each rack gets its own modulator and macros. Devices and racks have their own modulation system. You get 16 modulators and 16 macro knobs, organized in pages of 8. The modulators include a classic LFO with the standard waveforms, and a Bezier curve editor for drawing custom shapes. Routing is straightforward. You enter link mode on a modulator or macro, click the parameter you want to target, and adjust the amount. When modulation is active, you can see directly on the parameter knobs. Animated indicators show the modulation range in real time. Then there are macro knobs. These let you map a single knob to multiple parameters across your effect chain. Select a MIDI clip and you get the piano roll. full note editing, velocity, pitch bend, and MIDI CC lanes. You can also switch to the drum grid view. The session view is Magda's live performance mode. Tracks are stacked horizontally with vertical clip slots that you can trigger independently. Remember the resume button in the transport bar? This restores any track that was playing a session clip back to the arrangement. And finally, we have the mixer. A full channel strip view with faders, pan, mute, solo, sends, and I/O routing. Now, let's come back to the AI chat. This is the agent interface. You can type natural language commands and the AI translate them into actions. You can start simple like create a track, add a bit more detail, or go further. The agent generates code in Magda's internal DSL, a domain-specific language, and executes it directly. The top menu gives you access to the main application functions. One worth highlighting is Settings, where you will find your audio and MIDI device configuration, plugin folder management, and general preferences. And now a little backstory and philosophy of Magda. I've been into electronic music production on and off for a long time. I started making beats in the late 90s and I actually approached programming in the first place because of music production, so this project is somehow coming full circle. Most of my career as a developer has been in Python and other high-level languages. Recently, thanks to AI-assisted coding, I started venturing into C++, which I've always found intimidating, and I honestly still do. But it's what enabled me to take on a project like this. On top of that, an open source project like Tracktion engine, which handles a huge amount of the low-level DAW complexity, made this solo project possible. I want to be clear about one thing. I'm not here to sell AI hype. AI in Magda is an automation and assistance tool, not a creativity replacement. The project is fully open source on the GPL free. The code will always be free. Down the road, I plan to offer a pro tier with additional instruments, effects and services, but the DAW itself stays open. I'm close to version 0.1, the first public release, with most of the core features already in place. If you're interested, the code is on GitHub and I'll be sharing more of this journey as we go. Thanks for watching. Peace.